Hey, what is up, everybody? Chase here, and we are back. We back. Trust us, we back. Alan and I are back, and we're here to talk about professional wrestling today. TNA Impact Wrestling Brawler, more like it, dude. Um, yes, this will also make up for the Impact review I didn't do. Sorry about not making a lot of videos this week, guys. I got sick, and so like being sick and making videos is not fun. So yeah, that's why I haven't uploaded that much. But don't worry, I'll be back with more videos. I got my AFC previews all done, so you guys will see those coming up. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Alan, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing really well. Watched TNA, was it yesterday morning? And God, admit, I can't, people like to complain about their shows, but I can't really complain when there's three really good matches, or at least, solid matches.
Yeah, I agree. I can't. TNA with their shows, I always feel like they always put it like at least with TNA, even if the storylines suck dick, at least I know that there's like some entertaining in-ring action that can make me kind of forget sometimes about the storylines, but they're still going to be burnt into my mind. Like with WWE, they never really had that capability of always doing that, where they could always put on like three entertaining matches to make me forget about their shitty storylines.
That's a good point, yeah. But the thing is, like, that's one thing I noticed with TNA, and it's, everyone always talks about, the stables of how, every year there's gonna be some big bad stable they're doing. You know what I've recognized now? This is the second time they're doing the past year. Another lawsuit angle.
Yeah.
It's because remember, didn't like Bobby Roode do it last year when he was feuding with I don't know
Bobby Roode sued them. Bobby Lashley sued them. Jesse Neal was suing them because of MMA Jarrett. So yeah, they were there was a lot of lawsuits going on in TNA.
Now Bully Ray.
Claire Lynch last year I think sued AJ. She was suing AJ and shit.
Yeah, and what's another thing they also did too, although not as much as they try to kidnap Angle. They did the horrible storyline with Joe about kidnapping, and so it's kidnapping, stables, and lawsuits. That's what TNA likes to do.
It's simple. It works for them. Who gives a shit? And bring out Abyss every once in a while, just for shits and giggles.
Bring out Abyss. What's weird? Like I was watching. One thing I noticed with TNA is I don't know if it's just me, but a lot of the guys just look tired. Like I was watching Mr. Anderson in the back. It's like cutting those promos with Bully Ray or backstage segments, whatever. But doesn't he just look tired?
I think like when you notice when you read like some of the Impact spoilers, or you just know that they filmed 3 shows a week. Like I think wasn't the biggest one they filmed like 3 shows back to back to back. Like I noticed when they were on the third one and they were on the tag team matches, like Jeff Hardy, Joe, and AJ were just fucking tired. And then when they got to the Battle Royale, they were tired, and the crowd was kind of tired of seeing these guys because they saw them like so many times in that night. So it's like, yeah, I agree. They do look tired sometimes. I feel like after Destination X, I feel like the Ultimate X guys, they were pretty tired because they already wrestled like pretty damn good triple threat matches at Destination X. But I do agree they do look tired most of the time. TNA wrestlers.
Yeah, I was listening. I remember Meltzer was talking about this. He pointed out like it's kind of, TNA right now, especially with their money problems. It's like they have much choice, but like they do the 2 shows a week in a certain city. When you watch like the second week, like the week that's been taped, it's like nobody getting reactions, and I don't know if that's just producing or just the crowd really doesn't care. Or do you notice that like the second week when it's taped, nobody like barely anybody gets a reaction?
Yeah, because it's the thing is like, okay, here's Samoa Joe the first time, and everyone's like, yeah, Samoa Joe, and it's like, wait, why is he wrestling again? I don't get it. Like people are just like saying, okay, we already seen him, show us something new. Like what I felt they did a good job was with the Louisville crowd was like, Jeff Hardy wasn't at Destination X, neither was AJ Styles, and so when they came out to wrestle the main event, fans were hot. Like Mickey James and Gail Kim, like they didn't get to wrestle at Destination X, so when they came out to wrestle their match, oh my God, look, it's something that fans want to see because it's like, because you don't see those people all the time. Because with TNA, they keep showing the same people every week that people are just confused of what's going on when they watch the show.
Yeah, and that's like the best when the guys wear like the same stuff, like whether it's same suit or same gear, but it just that always cracks me up. But speaking of women, man, Like I said, I don't know if you give them credit because think about it, when you look at the TNA women, it's like all of them came from WWE. So the whole comparison about that, it's just like I just think it's irrelevant. Although there really shouldn't be a comparison between WWE and TNA, it's whatever. There's not really a how you say competition, but Gail and Vicky and Taryn, they're really doing great stuff.
Yeah, they are. They are working very hard. What I feel like though is that we gotta just say, hey WWE, this is what you could really have instead of having some stupid little 5'2" girl and some beefy sized chick make stupid fat jokes at each other. Because in all honesty, like this is the potential that the Divas division should have. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like I saw a clip of Total Divas, and I found that clip more interesting than what they've done in the Divas division in the past 3 months. That one clip with Brie Bella telling John Cena she wants to marry him was more interesting than that freaking whole Divas division. And I'm actually going to be watching Total Divas tonight because I'm kind of excited. Well, this is going to be yeah.
All right.
I'm giving it a shot. I'm just like, you know what? I'm a wrestling fan. I like reality TV a little bit. Let me go check it out because I feel like it's interesting. And also, like, Daniel Bryan's going to be on the show. Tyson Kidd, Natalia. People I like are going to be on the show. I like looking at the Bella twins.
By the way, just so nobody, bust your balls, it's actually Nikki Bella. Brie is with Daniel, I think, and I think Nikki with the implants is with John.
Yeah, well, whichever Bella was, Nikki wanted to get married, so and then John Cena's like, I tried that once and it was hilarious.
Yeah, sometimes YouTube people, they're always up everything, that you gotta be right everything. But
yeah.
It's one thing I did get irritated about, with the women's match. It's somebody who, boy, has it been a downgrade. I really do not care about ODB. I think she looks heavier, and oh man, she was just annoying me. And she's supposed to play what, a face?
She's kind of like the Stone Cold Steve Austin of the Knockouts division, pretty much. Like that's what she was. That's what she was when she first came in. She was like Stone Cold Steve Austin. She drank her whiskey thingy-mabobber, and she was like, "Oh, ODB, my tits are popping out of my shirt," and everyone's like, "Oh God, she's so." Like ODB had this weird attraction where everyone just was in love with her at one point, but I feel like they fucked her up so bad with Eric Young that like, and also that one time when Trevor Murdoch when he came into TNA, I felt like they fucked up so bad with those two that it's just so hard to rebuild OBD.
Yeah, well, she was kind of like a big name, like 08, 09, right?
Yeah, she was huge. She was like a big deal. Like I said, she was like the Stone Cold Steve Austin of that thing because she was like different than all the women because all the women were like, if you were an awesome con, all the other women were just kind of like, hey, look at me, I'm so pretty, I'm Velvet Sky shaking my fucking ass, and oh, I'm Angelina Love doing the same thing, and Gail wasn't even around back then. Mickey kind of was just entering. Christy Hemme was useless. SoCal Val is our ballet, and there was no one else. But ODB, she stood out because she was like different than everyone else. It was just like, oh, this is a cool gimmick that they have here.
Oh, yeah. I guess, didn't they do like the wedding thing with Eric? And now just hell.
Yeah, and I don't even know if Eric Young is even really wrestling anymore. He has that fishing show that's apparently doing good for its TV station. So, hey, good for Eric Young. He's fishing.
I'm not a fan of his, but it's nice to know some TNA guys, could be successful out because, who knows.
I mean, hell, that also got him on the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast. So
it's pretty huge. Hey, by the way, Pops, he really does watch that product. I see him some tweeting about it. And it's cool to see a guy like, Austin, guy, one of the, biggest superstars of all time, wrestlers, whatever you want to label him as. But, like, the fact that he's still interactive on Twitter is really cool.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Like, his podcast is one of those things that, like, what Colt Cabana's Art of Wrestling is, like, one of the best things to listen to about wrestling. Like, hearing from those two, like, and just the guests that they bring. Like, I really enjoy when Stone Cold's like, oh, I got Kevin Nash in the studio, and you can barely hear Kevin Nash, but it's just funny of Kevin Nash telling these crazy-ass stories.
Yeah, and 77, I was smoking a doobie, and next thing I know, I'm kicked off the basketball.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, SEC conference player of what? Tennessee?
Oh, man. But now, speaking of TNA, obviously there's been a lot of cuts and, a lot of trash, a lot of bad shows.
Yeah.
How many cuts almost double digits, or has been double. I have lost count.
Has been double digits for TNA pretty much because they were cutting way before all these recent cuts came out too.
Now, what did they? You have the names or?
Christian York was cut, but I honestly thought that they were misusing him anyways, and that he wasn't doing much for the X division. Rubix
I
was
I feel
cut.
bad for him, but like this year is like, why does I don't like his look. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
he was 37. He's white. The hell, this guy still have dreadlocks. You know?
I don't know because like I feel like
He's
with him, it was like he kind of looks like he was like just another Jeff Hardy. We don't need two Jeff Hardys in one company. We already have one, so why do we need another one? And plus, Jeff Hardy's younger than Christian York.
which is insane. Man. He used to team with Mercury, right? Or,
Yeah, he used to team with Mercury back in the old days.
that's interesting.
Joey Matthews.
Who's next guy got cut?
Rubix a long time ago got cut from TNA. The dude who wore.
Wait, was he just on though?
No, he was just back for one night.
Oh man! By the way, I know you. I saw you tweet about this. How awesome! You know he didn't look that good. How fun! And, you know, just in general, how great was to see Homicide?
I was so fucking excited. I love Homicide, and just to see, I didn't even give a fuck that I thought that they should do a Homicide and Chavo feud. I think that's the only thing I would be caring about for Chavo Guerrero at this point.
That would be cool. And then you bring Conan back for a little bit and cut promos.
Dude, yeah, I would love every minute of it. But other guys who got cut, your favorite Crimson got cut.
Oh yeah, it's just crazy, man. It's like, you know, not a year ago, but like a year and a half ago, or even 2 years ago, this guy was just getting pushed to the moon, and now he's fired. It's like, how did this happen?
He was. I heard that he had a bad attitude too. I heard that it wasn't just like, oh, he saw he was too green in the ring. It was more like he also had a bad attitude about shit. I'm trying to think of like some really notable names, like names that people are gonna know.
I think Joey Ryan was one, right?
Yeah, Joey Ryan was one.
I feel bad for him, man. I actually thought I thought he could be a good guy to keep around.
Obviously Doc, Tara, and Matt Morgan.
Oh yeah, those are the big names.
Yeah, those are big names for TNA that they lost. Like Morgan, I know you weren't a fan of Morgan, but Morgan was like a big guy that TNA really is missing. They don't have a big fucking giant monster, so they lost that type of.
But he asked for his release, I heard.
Oh yeah, but it's technically still part of the cuts.
Oh, it was it. Yeah, no, they do miss this license right now. What's the biggest guy? Freaking Mike Knox. So, you know,
Nux.
It's like with Morgan. It's like we'll push him for 3 months, then that's it. You know.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true.
He could do something. To me, I know some people say, "Oh, why is he going to WWE?" To me, it's like WWE has enough guys there. Like, what's the point of bringing him in? He's in his early to mid 30s. It's like I know he's hitting his prime, but to me, I think he would have been good in TNA. But
yeah, I always said Matt Morgan. He's not a guy that would be a good WWE champion, but if he did good for TNA, and he was actually doing ratings for them, if he was ever TNA champion, I would say bring him back to WWE, see what he can do. But honestly, I'm not really interested. Tara, she needed to go because she was being paid way too much for what she does, and that's just make out with Jesse Goddard's.
Yeah, that's a shame. I always liked her, but look, they're not.
She wasn't being utilized at all. She wasn't being utilized at all.
Yeah, she lost the title. But, no, quick thing on Morgan, by the way. Do you think, are you surprised he never had a title run?
Yeah, I'm very surprised he never got a title run. Very surprised because I thought that if there was one guy that you would give a fresh, because Anderson was kind of obvious that they would give the world title to, but I thought Morgan would be the guy that they would want to be world champion for, at least 4 to 5 months and lose it at Slammiversary to a Samoa Joe or someone. I just was so surprised they never gave Morgan a shot at the title.
Yeah. Because everyone knows how they favor the ex-WWE guys, but I don't know, it just seems like they were really behind Morgan. You know what's funny? There's not. Do you listen to Wrestle Talk at all at YouTube?
No.
No, they're okay. They're British people, and they cut some very interesting interviews, and then they were talking to Sting.
Never mind. I thought you were. You said yeah. I listened to them. I saw they're the ones with the famous Bret Hart 4 out of 10 interview, right?
Oh yeah, I just
Okay,
realized
yeah,
that.
I know which one you're talking about now.
Yeah, Wrestle Talk, yeah. And so they're interviewing Sting, and Sting's. I remember he said he was like, he's talking about Matt Morgan being a star. He's like, the only reason that guy's not, if he's not a star within the next few years, something had to go wrong with him. It's just funny. He was putting over Morgan, and then now he's just going like 5 months later.
Yeah. I think I know the interview you're talking about, but I only watch like you know how they like upload bits and pieces of the fucking interview and you have to like watch them all separately. I think that's what I watch pretty much, like just bits and pieces of that interview. Steve talking about it, but Morgan got cut. Doc, um,
That sucks, man. To me, Doc, he is
yeah,
actually
that's a huge loss for them in my personal
he's
opinion.
like the biggest guy there. I know Mike Knox is big. To me, Doc, he looks well built and he looks more
And
intimidating.
he's only 29 years old. This dude's
Yeah,
young. You get this guy, you have this guy for a long time, and he just wasted potential because you could obviously tell he was going to turn on the aces and eights. This was like going to be like Doc turning face or some shit like that, you know?
yeah. Feud Anderson, I think, or anything.
This was going to be a huge, big move for Doc, like and stuff like that, but they just dropped the ball because they just couldn't reach a contract agreement with them, which to me is just ridiculous because it's like if you got a guy, he's 29 years old, and you look at your other guys that are on the roster where Kurt Angle pretty much he's pretty much openly said that, oh yeah, once my TNA contract's up, I'm pretty much going back to WWE. Sting pretty much openly saying, yeah, I think I might go to WWE soon. You got freaking AJ Styles who is older, Daniels is old, Kazarian Kazarian's a guy that has the tools to be a main eventer one day, but not now. And then it's like how do you get rid of Luke Gallows and Doc? Like, I hope he said that the door to the WWE hasn't closed. So if he does come back to the WWE, I'll be fully happy.
You know what's the crazy thing? Also, is like I never understood why he got fired. Think about this. So he what was he Festus in like 0809?
Yeah.
He lost a lot of weight and looked a lot better when he did the whole Shred Society thing. And then they cut him after basically losing weight and basically being a better physical presence.
No, he asked for his release because he wanted to work in Japan.
Did he? Oh,
yeah.
oh.
So some guys do that. Like some guys have like those moments where
MVP.
MVP Trent Beretta asked for his release.
Albert years ago.
Yeah, Albert years ago. Who was that one guy that recently? Tyler Rex. He asked for his release to hang out with his family.
Yeah.
Derek Bateman. Everyone thinks like Derek Bateman got released, but he pretty much asked for it because he wasn't going up on the main roster and he wants to act in commercials.
I think Maxine also. Nobody really knows who she is.
Oh yeah, Derek Bateman's on-screen girlfriend.
Yeah, her. But yeah, no, I just think to me, Gallows, he brought up good things to his things. Like he just brought that physical presence where you're like, oh shit, he's gonna beat somebody up. Now it's just like they really like they just have Briscoe and Bishop were just lackeys. Let's face it.
Yeah, they're just the jobber bitches. Like they just don't do anything.
I think Doc's gonna be a huge loss, man. Just another.
Just in general, because he's a guy that's a future world champion in the making. In my personal opinion, I feel he improved so much from what he was in WWE in 2009.
Definitely. Now, obviously, who's left? Probably the biggest name is Bruce Pritchard, and it's just weird with Bruce Pritchard because who could forget a few months ago when he almost forgot Bobby Roode contract was ending, and that's Bobby Roode we're talking about here.
Didn't D'Lo Brown also get cut too?
Yeah, and I heard he took a pay cut and they got rid of him anyway. The hell of it. It's just a slap in the face. And it's like, I think Bruce Pritchard, based on what people are saying, is that he brought a bad vibe to the locker room and nobody's really going to miss him. And it's just bad being late on contracts. It's like, how do you not know about this?
Dude, this is this is the guy who's your longest reigning TNA champion. You would think you would want to try to sign this guy.
It's just so ridiculous. And then D'Lo, it's like I thought D'Lo was a nice veteran to have backstage, be an agent and help the younger guys and give him pointers. It's like now just get rid of him. I heard they want to put Devon in that role, but like
Devon can fit. Devon will do a better job. He's not like a dick like Bubba Ray is in real life, but Devon can fit that role. I mean, what's the difference? Devon's just a skinnier D'Lo Brown. And darker.
A few other people, I know Taylor Hendricks, she's going. It just some people like Sam Schultz. Like these are just the gut check people, just proving how much of a joke gut check
Oh
was.
yeah,
Nobody.
gut check is now fucking ruined. Like that was like the most waste of space of my TV ever since. Like I thought it was a cool concept because it was like a wannabe version of like the Ultimate Fighter or the wannabe version of The Voice. Like it was like a wannabe version of The Voice or American Idol, whatever you want to put it
Yeah.
as. Like one of those singing shows. It was pretty much a wannabe version of that. But yeah, gut check's now fucking useless.
The highlight of gut check, hands down for me, is when skid marks returned. When I saw skid marks, I was like, "That's skid marks! Oh my god!" And he was
Didn't
fighting the Big O guy, Zack Ryder's friend. I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Adam Pearson not even winning the gut check? Like what? This
Well,
guy.
there's rumors that he's gonna be the August 1st guy. I don't know if you saw that clip.
Yeah, no, I saw it. Yeah, it was like then it started out with some weird like, oh, happy go lunch time with your family or some weird shit like that, and then all of a sudden it goes like August 1st, and it's like, oh god, great.
By the way, speaking of repetitive things, that too is repetitive, and they don't do that yearly. They do like every 5 months.
Yeah, yeah, this whole like message of someone's coming.
They did it with Sting, right? In like March.
Yeah, they did it in Sting 3-3-11 to make fun of the WWE. 10-10-10. Who could ever forget about that?
Of
We're
course.
here. That's the greatest moment in TNA Impact Wrestling, brother. What was that? They did another one. Didn't they do it with Aces and Eights, kind of? Like a little bit. Like they were like they didn't like have a date, but they count down when they were gonna arrive. Something like that.
Oh, then I think they did it with AJ too. No, I think AJ just did like those weird. No, they weren't weird. They're actually really well done. Those promos where they go to his house and
Mm-hmm.
they talk to his wife. Those are actually really cool, segments.
The knockouts. Madison Rain, I think, is the only one that really got cut, besides the gut check people and Tara.
Yeah, she got cut, and well,
The
right now, Beauregard, she's cut. I don't know. I think it's kind of messed up. She's pregnant, she gets cut, but I don't know. TNA doesn't really worry about it.
Well, is that why she hasn't been wrestling? Because she's pregnant?
Yeah, she's pregnant. She's I think due in the next month, but
Wow, that's fucked up.
TNA's mindset is like if you're not gonna wrestle and you're not doing anything on our on TV at the moment, you're probably getting cut.
Oh, poor James Storm and Gunner. They're gonna get cut soon.
You hope, Gunner.
What? They're not wrestling. I haven't seen them on my TV.
At this time last year, man, we were talking about James Storm possibly main eventing. Now it's like, where is this guy? I think he's injured, which is unfortunate.
He took 8 steps backwards and pretty much is committing career suicide by saying, "Let's team up with Gunner." No,
well,
but
one other cut. This probably the most controversial one is Jesse Sorensen.
I honestly don't understand why he's trying to gain sympathy and then telling us to fucking support him in his bodybuilding career by opening up a Kickstarter. That's the dumbest fucking thing you could ever do. That is, you're telling us, oh, now give me money. So you're saying that you blow off all your money that you can't even support yourself in your own future career? Fuck off. I'm sorry. I don't care about Jesse Sorensen. That just pissed me off. When he's like, yeah, help me out with my career. It's like, dude, you're getting paid more than most of the damn roster for just sitting there on a desk. Can you just, like, it just made no sense to me. I have no...
He's coming off, a very serious injury, and he wants to now, like, bodybuild. It's like...
That's weird.
Why don't you just want to relax, It's like, I know you're competitive, but, yeah, I think everything from this situation is just negative, Obviously, Dixie not doing her promises is messed up, but at the same time, it's like, first of all, he only needs $600. Like, why does he want to do it? Isn't it like Kickstarter only for things that are, pretty substantial, like what Scott Hall did? And
yeah, no, like my friend, she needed $2,000 to help make her first CD to support for the studios here in LA, and everyone supported that because that's a cool thing because she needed help and she comes from a poor family and we know that she's gonna give us great music. That's what Kickstarter is for. It's for people who are really underprivileged and need help with the money. And Jesse Sorensen, if you wasted all your damn money, and guaranteed, I know people with neck injuries. Hey, look, dude, if Kurt Angle's out there fucking wrestling, I'm pretty sure you can fucking wrestle too, dude. So I'm sorry. I don't understand why people are flipping out about Jesse Sorensen in general. I just don't care. It's just like, so what? It's like he's begging for money now. He's just being pathetic to me.
And and that's a big difference. 600 from 2 grand. Just
Yeah.
the whole situation is just bad. Dixie is, and the other big thing with TNA is you definitely heard about this was the Ask Dixie
Oh
hashtag, which is
God.
probably the greatest hashtag ever.
I, I love how the people that ask the questions are the people who are afraid to show like their real life faces. And I swear to God, when I watched the video that NoDQ.com posted, it was like the same guy with the John Cena picture. And I was just like, oh my goodness, like this guy has no life. Like,
Yeah.
they were funny. I'll admit they were funny themes, but I just love how it's the people that are like afraid to show their face. Like I was saying, like I would show my face. I would ask Dixie a question, and she will be able to see my face. She can either block me or whatever. Like Dixie, like in all honesty, she kind of put this on herself in a way because she said I'll answer anything. Like
Yeah.
Dixie, don't say you will answer anything. Say I'll answer anything TNA wrestling related and stuff like that. But I like some of the humor. I think the funniest one I read was like, okay, I have one dead battery, two silver Canadian coins, and one blood, one paper clip. Is that enough to buy a TNA? I thought that was the funniest one I've read. I think that's what it was, but I'm not sure. But it was
No, I do
hilarious.
recall that one. Oh my god, yeah. And yeah, some of the Benoit stuff is stupid. I think everyone knows by now that wrestling fans are like, probably some of the most.
Immature,
Yeah, I guess that's a good label. Like, I'm trying to think of a good label for it, but not the most. I don't know.
brightest, sharpest tools in the shed.
They considered, or yeah, like I said, they hide behind their keyboards. That whole label, and the label's true. There's no doubt about it. They're ignorant, maybe is a good word, but
Yeah, that's
to me,
true. I
I
agree with that.
can't take people seriously when they're not showing their true selves. But no, I did find it humorous, and to me, it's like and this is another thing. Do you listen to his podcast called MLW? Conan runs it.
Um, I listened to a couple of episodes. I listened to the episode where they were trying to figure out who Cranky Vince was, just because MVP was on the show.
Well, this guy Court Bauer used to work on WWE Crib, and he was talking to John Pollock. Yeah, that's his name. And they were talking about about the TNA breakdown stuff, and they were talking about how Dixie Carter, like her, how you say, like her business thing is like we're all a family here. We're all this, and it's like how are you a president or how are you the main person with this company, and you're talking about how we're a family. It's like you gotta stick up for yourselves. Like everyone's saying how she's not a part of these cuts. It's like she's just not in the room. She just deals with it. And then like she said, rumor was that one of the talents came up to her and she was like crying and hugging him. It's like this woman needs to just get together.
Really,
There's a point
she's
where you just have to
oh
put your
god.
foot down on some stuff.
Like yeah, seriously, I agree because like she's just like pretty much like she's like a mom and she treats all the TNA wrestlers like they're her kids. Like she's like definitely one of those Southern girls, like for sure, that like says like, oh, we're all one big happy family. We work together and we're gonna make sure this is gonna become the greatest experience of all time. It's like no, it's just like you need to be a dick to your like that's what makes Vince great is that he's able to be a dick with his superstars and able to control them. Like uh, she's just like she's too high maintenance, dude. Like she can't handle this company for a while. Like I don't know what it's like to own a wrestling company or anything or be a president of one, but I feel like she's just her character is just not into it. Like maybe I bet you she is a fan of professional wrestling, but I just don't think she's like good enough to be, just like a huge part of the company. I feel like Jeff Jarrett should just take over 100% over
And,
Dixie.
and I hate using the M word. I only saying marks because I just think I don't know. I just think it's stupid and
Yeah,
dumb insult. But like to me, it's like Dixie Carr is probably like the biggest mark you'll see out there.
probably.
Old and big. Like she's still such a mark, and now going to the whole Chris Sabin thing, it's like they booked that. To me, they really booked that poorly, and it's like someone compared it. We always hear the comparisons with TNA and WWE, but now it's not WWE, WCW, and it's like people are like Chris Sabin winning the title was like when Scott Steiner won a title. It's just like a WTF moment. It's like really that's what's going on right now.
Mhm.
It's like they're just trying to throw something on the wall and hope it sticks.
Yeah, no, they're like I said in my review, I'm happy for Chris Sabin, like good for him, but it wasn't like with Aries. Like the theme was that was different with Aries and Sabin was like Aries was like consistently on my TV set every week. I was feeding into what Aries was saying on the mic every week. I was feeding into what he was doing in the ring every week. I was feeding into who Austin Aries was, and I got to feel closer with Aries. And when he was the one that went up to Hulk Hogan and told Hulk Hogan, give me a world title shot. I'll cash in my X Division title. He's the one that like set the bar, and it was just like an epic moment where Austin Aries just cashes in option C, and then you're just like, oh my god, yes, this is awesome. But everyone's like, oh well, I don't know, Bobby Roode versus James Storm's going to happen, so Aries is not going to win. But when Aries won, everyone's like, oh my god, and even I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this fucking happened. This is awesome, and I was excited. I was like excited throughout most of the time, but it's like to me personally, when Saban won the title, it's like, okay, well, what the fuck is Bully Ray gonna do? Like now we see what Bully Ray's gonna do. He's gonna file a lawsuit. But what the fuck is this gonna do? It's doing nothing. It's honestly doing nothing. It's not like how Bobby Roode, like if he would have lost to Aries, he still had James Storm to feud with, and Aries could have feuded with like Hardy and everyone else. There's nothing going on. It's like, oh god, like, and I'm going to
I
bounce.
don't know if AJ Styles is going to be the guy to feud with next. You know, the Lone Ranger.
Wait, with Bully Ray?
Well, I assume that would be the thing, though. I can't see Saban holding it title Bound for Glory.
Dude,
No way.
if Saban, I swear to God, if Saban and freaking Magnus are the main event, I'm gonna be so pissed off. I'm just gonna be sitting there like, why did I even come to this fucking show?
And I like Magnus, but good God.
No, I just can't take that main event seriously.
Yeah, it's definitely not a top billing. It's like, who is going to buy? Now, to me, no way. I know Magnus is hot, but to me, Magnus is kind of like James Storm in this Bound for Glory series. To me, he's just there, and then he's going to lose in the final four.
Yeah.
None of the main event Mafia. To me, it's going to be main event Mafia, aces and eights, 5-on-5, BS. To me, that's what's going to happen.
Lethal Lockdown. I'll be fine with that. I'll have fun watching that live.
Yeah, and just going to be like, okay, winner gets control. It's going to be all that BS.
Yeah, all that stupid stuff that doesn't even matter because they're not going to get control for shit.
Yeah. And the issue, not issue happens the Saban thing is just, first of all, obviously it came out of left field, and and like I said, Aries had so much momentum. This guy was super over before he went to title. People were really behind him. Saban was just like, yeah, he's here. And they took the title off him? They had freaking Aries dressed up as a suicide. It's like, what was the point of that?
What I said, what was the point of it, was because Austin Aries, obviously, he's trying to play a desperate character. He will go through any ways possible to become world champ again. And I liked how it built up Austin Aries as a desperate character. And plus, really, to be honest, if Saban didn't beat Aries, how in the blue hell are you going to think he has a shot against Bully fucking Ray? I mean, Saban had no shot. Like, oh, his biggest win is beating Suicide and Kenny King? Like, that's not really names that really stick to. I mean, maybe Suicide. Some people are like, yeah, I kind of remember him. He was in the video game, right? But Kenny King, like, people are like, oh, he looks like Shelton Benjamin, but smaller and stuff like that. Like, he's pretty much just a small Shelton Benjamin at this point. But like, what I was saying is, it's like, I felt they needed Saban to beat Aries in the X Division title match, and everyone's like, oh, why don't you have Aries just challenge for the X title then? Then what's the point of him being in the fucking Bound for Glory series if he can just challenge for the X Division title whenever he wants? That makes no sense of why he should be in the BFG series. Like, what? Like, I told people that he's desperate. He wants a world title shot no matter what. So he's going to go through any lengths. And that just showed how great it was when he was dressed up as Manic, Suicide, TJ Perkins, whatever the fuck you want to call him. When he was dressed up as that character, it was awesome. It was like, oh my god, this is awesome. Austin Aries is going through all these lengths, and everyone's like, well, he lost the title, and he got it back. Who cares? He got the title back. Good for Saban.
That's a good point. Huh?
He beat Aries. Like, he beat the guy who originally cashed in on option C. That makes him a little bit more credible, at least.
And that was a great finish, by the way. He hit the Hell Saban off the top turnbuckle.
Is that what they call the Cradle Shock now? The Hell Saban?
I think that's what they call it.
Oh, wow. I always call it the Cradle Shock still.
Well, they're supposed to. It's gonna be. It was funny. Another thing is they're doing these one night pay per view things that 20
God.
people watch, and they're doing Hardcore Justice. They have one
True.
on pay per view, and now they have one in Spike TV. They're gonna do a live. I think August 15th. It's just like, huh? So that should be a cool event, though. I guess I'm usually pro hardcore matches as long as they're executed properly.
Yeah, as long as they're not just like, oh, here's some pliers and we're just gonna be busted open before the match even starts. I'm fine with that.
By the way, they're doing a lot. I don't know about a lot, but they're doing more cage matches this year. They're doing another cage match. Between Saban and Boyd. Did they do one? I remember earlier in the year it was like Sting, Angle, Joe against like Ace and Eight
Yeah,
people.
it was just on an Impact. It was just a random Impact, and it was
Yeah, and
right
then they
before.
had the whole lockdown pay per view. It's like they're doing some more stuff with cages. I guess that's pretty cool.
Yeah, cage matches are fun, but it's just like they have to have a good reason behind why they're doing a cage match, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like they're the thing with TNA is just that they need to realize that like not everything needs to be a fucking gimmick. That these guys can tell a great story and do a good match without having needed to be a gimmick. So
That not Hardy, Aries, Rude match at Destination X. Man, you see that suicide dive and then Rude landed on like the steel steps on the outside, just like, oh man. You see that match? When that match was announced, man, I was jumping like a kid in a candy store. I
oh,
loved
I said I was all like at first I'm like, okay, why is there a Bound for Glory series match happening on Destination X? But then when I saw it was Aries versus Rude, I said, oh, that makes sense because I didn't know.
At least they know longevity. That's one thing people give WWE shit about is that their longevity is about 2 months.
Yeah, that's true.
They wouldn't bring up Punk and Curtis Axel were in a stable together or just stuff like that.
But TNA will be like, oh yeah, Austin Aries and Bobby Roode, even though they feuded, even though they tag team with each other, they still want to be the best. And everyone says, why is Bobby Roode losing? It's called a rebuilding of his character. Deal with it, and it happens all the time.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He still looks good. There's no complaints about him. What do you think about Rampage? It's kind of weird to see him not wear a suit, and then the four other guys are wearing a suit, and I don't know. Like, I support Rampage, and it's cool what he's doing, but it's like, I don't know, it's lost its luster already, which sucks, but they should let him use the mic. Why aren't they letting him talk?
Yeah, why don't they just tell Rampage just to freeball it? I mean, hype up his exciting Bellator fight on the same night as Anderson Silva and Chris Weidman against Roy Jones Jr. Oh, so beautiful.
I'm just saying, like, why does they give him like let him cold bully Ray a pussy or something?
Yeah, dude, like seriously, like WWE, like your TV 14 TNA. This is the thing about TNA that they also don't take advantage of is like WWE is fucking PG, so they can't obviously like use derogatory terms or be super badass with most of their athletes. Like they have to say corny shit, like and stuff like that. So with TNA, you can make these guys like sound like legit badasses and do more badass shit with them, but they don't do that. They're a PG show that's TV 14, which makes no sense to me. Like Rampage should just be calling Bully Ray a bitch. He could be like, "Listen here, bitch, I'll knock you the fuck out, like or knock you out." Like just have Rampage say that, "I'll knock you clean out. I don't care," and then have him howl on the microphone. Don't make him read a script. Just tell Rampage say whatever the hell you want.
Or you put a match against Devon and you say, "There you go, be some black on black violence."
Yeah, exactly. That's probably the best line Rampage ever said in the UFC. Oh, next to telling Dan Henderson to take out his fake teeth.
Or one of my favorite things is when he did the stare down with John Jones, and John Jones always looks down at the floor. Yeah. He like looked to the cameraman and started waving. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
He was like smiling. Yeah, just to me they're not really utilizing Rampage. They let him get on the mic, let him be more active. Honestly, you can't.
And also, they call him that.
He's not.
Also, they call him the heavy hitter. What the fuck is he hitting? He's not doing anything. He just stands there and throws people out of the ring. Like, actually show why he's the heavy hitter. Have him knock out freaking Garrett Bischoff.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, they're totally, it's obviously they spent a lot for him. And, they're not really utilizing him.
I mean, you get
How,
like TNA doesn't realize they get one of probably the biggest acquisitions WWE probably could not ever get. Rampage was someone that always said when he was done with mixed martial arts he would love to do pro wrestling. And the thing was, TNA got a lucky deal because Bellator is associated with Viacom, who's associated with TNA and Spike TV. So it's like Bellator was a great deal for Rampage because he was able to do something he was interested in, and he can still do MMA on the side. But the thing is like they don't know what the fuck to do with this guy. I mean, WWE would make this guy like U.S. champion, and he would make the U.S. title belt look credible just because he's Rampage. Like TNA, they don't even do anything right. Like the best thing they ever done with a celebrity that was debuting as a wrestler, and I know a lot of people gave him shit, but the only reason why he sucked was because he couldn't touch anyone because of lawsuits. Was Pac-Man Jones? Because at least with Pac-Man Jones, they gave him the tag team titles.
I wasn't watching TNA at the time. Sorry, you have to cover that one.
Okay, so you know famous Tennessee Titan quarterback Adam Pac-Man Jones at the time, right?
Of course, the great one.
Yeah, so Adam Pac-Man Jones,
You want to tell with K Quick or our Truth?
yeah, he won it with R-Truth at the time. He was suspended from the NFL for a year because of some stupid off the field issues, I guess. And so he decided to go wrestle for TNA. And but the problem was he was in a lawsuit, like because I guess he beat someone up apparently, and he was in a lawsuit, so he couldn't touch people, so they couldn't really have him wrestle. So the only thing that they made him do, like this was his only move that was offensively, he had a football and he threw it at Bubba Ray's head, and then he tagged in R-Truth, who scissor kicked Bubba Ray. That was their finisher. That was their double team move.
That's definitely a Vince Russo Hall of Fame booking.
But Pac-Man, like, at least they did something with him. Like
yeah, that's pretty fun.
But the thing is like, okay, you did this with a guy who couldn't really wrestle. So why in the blue fuck when you get someone that has a good wrestling pedigree? MMA fans love the dude. He's very marketable. He's still a name. Like everyone knows who the fuck Rampage is. Like you just say like no one even knows his name is Quentin. They think his first name is actually Rampage. Like everyone knows who Rampage Jackson is. Like do something with them. Like the first time he came out and he was staring down with Kurt Angle, that was like, oh my god, they're actually going to do something huge with Rampage with Kurt Angle, and then afterwards it's like, oh, now him and Kurt Angle are friends.
Yeah.
Like,
Rampage becomes the leader of the Aces and
Eights. Maybe that's what we're waiting for.
The biker, man, the biker.
Maybe that's why he doesn't wear his suit because he's technically dressed up as the Aces and Eights member right now.
Yeah, what the hell is this shit? You know what's funny, man? Because you brought Pac-Man, I was thinking this. Imagine TNA, you know, how they have their quote-unquote Hall of Fame, which is, nobody takes that seriously. Imagine they had, like, a celebrity wing to the Hall of Fame.
Oh.
Yeah, like Pac-Man Jones.
No. If Pac-Man Jones is not in there first, it's either Frank Wycheck.
Brian Urlacher?
No, Brian Urlacher never did anything in TNA.
Oh, I thought he did.
I think he maybe back in like the 2003 era, but nothing huge. But Frank Wycheck is definitely in there. And
China? No, China's a wrestler.
No, who Toby Keith because he suplexed Steph Jarrett.
Brandon Jacobs?
More like Bart Scott.
No, wait, remember Brandon Jacobs was in TNA?
Yeah, but Bart Scott also.
Oh yeah.
But Bart Scott had a more memorable and funnier run because Bart Scott got chased down by Samoa Joe with a knife. And I thought that was hilarious.
How about what's her name? JWoww, and they brought her in for $2,500 and to get ratings, and did the lowest rated segment in that episode.
Isn't that when they introduced Robbie E?
Yeah, it was Robbie E and I said
Kooky.
Becky Bayless, whatever her name is.
Or Jenna Maraska.
Honestly, is that like the worst match of all time?
What, Charmel versus Jenna Maraska?
Yeah.
It's up there next to Rosie O'Donnell versus Donald Trump.
Oh man, Ace Steel. God, I remember Ace Steel played like he was Donald Trump. Poor guy.
The,
Shit.
the fans were chanting TNA. That's when TNA had Christian Cage and Sting when he was at least watchable, and AJ
Joe
Styles that could,
was
yeah,
a big deal.
yeah, Joe was undefeated Samoan submission machine, and oh
Yeah.
god, and Kurt at the time, at the time when that happened, was it near WrestleMania 23? Because then Angle and Joe was happening at the time, so fans
That's a good
were
question.
hyped.
Yeah, well, basically, TNA was hot from '06 to, I guess, '08, you could say.
I would go late '05 to
When Christian left, maybe?
late '08, and then later on they sucked most of '09 until they gave AJ the strap, and then afterwards they were good, and then Hulk Hogan came, and then it was just, then TNA has either been really good or really bad, or bad good bad good. It's like it hasn't been consistent.
So you think AJ's going to win the Mount Glory series? I think that's a pretty much a given, right?
No, I actually think that TNA is stupid enough to get. I always say TNA is never going to give it to a guy who makes sense. Because remember, the first year of the Battle Glory Series, who should have won that? Crimson. He didn't win. Everyone thought James Storm was going to win the second year. I chose James Storm, so I'm predicting Jeff Hardy will win the Battle Glory Series.
Dude, I'm still mad about that.
I'm trying to curse Jeff Hardy here. I'm pushing the. I like Jeff Hardy, but like I just think they will give it to him again because like honestly, if you're gonna keep Saban as champion, might as well have him job out Saban.
It's weird, man. He's such a big name, but like when he's not in the title picture, people forget about him. It's like
Exactly.
not viewed. It's like, oh yeah, there's Jeff Hardy. He's fighting Joseph Park. That was the most ridiculous match. Man. I'm a Joseph Park fan, but like you have Jeff Hardy, who's probably one of the biggest names, and you have Joseph Park. It's like, what the hell? Then again, Robbie E against Jeff Hardy is pretty weird too.
Robbie won by countout.
That's an iron. I'm just waiting until he gets released. That's not. I don't hate.
I don't think he's going to get released because he has that. He does what Zack Ryder does with the YouTube video on TNA, and he has like apparently good views for TNA standards. So
I think he's much better than Zack Ryder. I actually really like Robbie,
get
but I
your
have a
fist
feeling
pumped.
he's gonna come for some reason, just because it's like, yeah, you're not really on TV, but hopefully he stays. I was like, why don't they just go cut? I don't know. I was gonna say Robbie T, but he is a monster. But like, he's another guy. They tried with it how many times?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like a bunch of times. Like, oh, he's off with the British invasion. Oh, now he's Robbie E's assistant. Oh, he hates Robbie E. It's like, I'm sorry, he just sucks.
His highlight is getting hit in the chair by Homicide.
That's pretty much true. Yes, that is a highlight of his career.
And then Orlando Jordan came on, and it was over.
Oh God, I don't even want to talk about Orlando Jordan back in the day. That was just terrible.
So overall, though, like, do you think TNA? How many more years would you get? You think they're gonna be? Because I heard also Spike TV is actually happy with their ratings. But
well,
it's like,
okay, people don't understand this. This is what people don't understand. Okay, see, the thing is, TNA. Like people were bitching about like, okay, everyone's like, oh, they're making all these roster cuts, they're going under. But people were bitching earlier that they had too many people on the roster and they need to make roster cuts. They make the roster cuts. They got rid of some big talent, but hey, at least they made the roster cuts. But the thing is, Spike TV. People don't understand it. Spike TV is a small network, and not everyone gets Spike TV. It's like the USA Network. More people get the USA Network in their homes than they do Spike TV. Spike TV is not a network everyone has. USA Network is pretty much a network everyone has. And Spike TV, well, some people, because like Spike TV is such a rare network to have because some people got rid of Viacom on their cable providers. So Spike TV is pretty much rare. And if you're pulling up a 1.39 or a 1.40 on Spike TV, you're doing a pretty damn good job for them because what do they show on Spike TV? Cop reruns, 1,000 Ways to Die reruns, some other stupid show about dying, some dumb show about like dogs or something, and some dumb football show that makes no sense because it's not funny, and Bellator MMA, and that wannabe Ultimate Fighter / The Voice show. That's all they show on Spike TV. So for Spike TV standards, TNA TNA has always been big for Spike TV. Like UFC and TNA were like the biggest scenes for Spike TV at the time. So, like
It
TNA,
just based the one of the biggest things I think that have people like worried about TNA is that the the pay has been late for certain guys, even like
no,
Hogan. It's like when you're late on pay, I think that's a major
especially on
thing.
Hulk Hogan, that's a shame.
Is that though? Don't you think it's a massive? It's like cause for concerns when you're paying guys late.
Yeah, that's a cause for concern. And also, did you hear about the house show?
Oh yeah, of course. Your world champion is unlicensed, but although everyone says, "Oh, it's Pritchard's fault," and it just shows how incompetent he is, I was like, "I don't know," but I don't know. And that's another thing with the house show. What do they do? Like 400, 500 people a house show? It's like, how is this not pure indie?
Yeah, like it's with TNA, they're going to have a TV deal for a while. I think it's when what will kill TNA is when Panda Energy is done working with them, because that's the one thing that keeps TNA really up on its afloat, because the Panda Energy is just like providing the electricity and all that other shit. Once Panda Energy, which I think they will probably say in like 2, maybe 3 years, say see ya bye. Either TNA will get lucky because Dana White will be interested and want to buy them, and he will make it into the best professional wrestling business ever, or they'll
That would be pretty nuts.
come on. You don't you think Dana would just have an interest and you would just have him come out and be like, this is the fucking total nonstop action wrestling. Fuck you, Randy. Anyways, I'm gonna fucking put on the best wrestling matches you've ever fucking seen. First
Yeah.
off, we got Samoa Joe versus Kurt Angle in a 30-minute submission match. Suck a dick, Randy, and just bash Randy Couture for the first 30 minutes of every time. But Dana. Do you think Dana would? I don't think Dana would try to do something crazy like that.
I don't know. He seems to like Vince McMahon, but maybe he's just in it to. The thing is, though, Dana's a huge businessman, and he looks at TNA and it's like, God, they've been losing money for how many years? But could you imagine Joe Rogan? You gotta buy Power for Glory. It's all this main event. You gotta buy this main. They're trying to plug their shit.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because like, and that's the thing. Because like, with like they either will have like either some billionaire will buy them out. Like someone will like they better hope like some billionaire like Dana or Floyd Mayweather who likes wrestling,
Son,
or
wait,
or Shaquille O'Neal. No, seriously, Shaq's a wrestling fan, so like they need to hope someone like them buys TNA from them if Panda Energy says see ya bye, or they pretty much just say, hey, we had a good run. And WWE, they kind of need TNA's video library, because I'm sorry, Kurt Angle, he split both years in both companies pretty much. He's wrestled in WWE for 7 years and TNA now in 7 years. He
wow.
he split both of those companies, and I'm sorry, when you put Kurt Angle in the Hall of Fame, you can't forget about some of the shit he did in TNA. I mean, he's done a
Yeah.
lot of shit, and then not to mention with Sting also, they definitely want all those TNA video footage of Sting. So pretty much WWE is gonna pay a shit ton of money for a video library. Get some TNA guys to come over. Guys like AJ, Cowboy, Daniels will probably be cut sadly.
Yeah,
Kazarian
Nick
will
was 40, and I think he was there for a little bit.
and Kazarian like will be cut, and
Yeah.
Joe will stay because Cena's like, he's my friend, don't cut him. I
He's
love him.
my friend. The interesting with the TNA libraries, hey, they also use that for Christian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Although it's funny, Christian always in interviews goes, the first time I won a world championship was in 2011 against Alberto Del Rio. He just totally forgets about the NWA title.
But don't worry, because once they buy those libraries, all of a sudden that's the first time Christian ever has won a title.
Yeah, and then then I have to thank Jeff Jarrett.
I think WWE would erase Jeff Jarrett as much as they would erase Chris Benoit.
That's a good
They hate Jeff Jarrett. Like, WWE hates Jeff Jarrett. They made a top 50 WCW superstars of all time list.
Yeah.
And Jeff Jarrett was 50. And I'm not the biggest Jeff Jarrett fan, but I wouldn't even because even when WCW sucked, I would put Jarrett at least at like 42. But they put him at only 50. Like, come on.
They put like Vampiro over him.
Yeah, Vampiro got over Jeff Jarrett. That shows how bad that list was.
Oh god.
Vampiro's ass, man. I'm sorry.
And they put like Billy Kidman over.
Yeah.
Oh man. No, I do remember that list though, man.
Well, no, Billy Kidman was big in WCW back in the day.
Yeah, sure. The reason I get bad vibe about Billy Kane is just I don't know. I thought his WWE run was really shitty,
Oh yeah, no,
and I heard
that.
he was a big dick. But then again, Paul London rips a lot of people, so I don't know what to believe. But I don't know, to me, Billy Kane always looked kind of like a shady guy.
Well, oh, think about this: you're Billy Kidman, Paul London's a weirdo, and you're dating Tori, and you're married to Tori fucking Wilson at the
Yeah,
time.
he'll never live that down. You know, I bet when A Rod gets when he gets Colton Royce, he's gonna be like,
Did you hear about that list though? How it could also affect MMA?
yeah,
I'm
I didn't
so
read the list exactly, but I heard a lot of rumors about it, and
hopefully we just find out that it's Vitor Belfort, and then we're done with hearing about Vitor giving him title shots.
imagine that happened. What would he say? I think Jesus will really be upset with Vitor.
Nope, Jesus will forgive Vitor because Vitor is the best because Vitor is the king. Dana,
Oh,
give me title shot.
oh, good. Yeah, that is an interesting list, though. And do you remember a few years ago? And I guess we could segue into WWE. Remember when? Well, I think it was '07 when the whole
Oh
big
yes,
got caught, and who else?
um, Benoit Eddie was on the list.
There's obviously Masters
Yeah,
got released.
Masters was on the list. I think there was it was a bunch of mid card talent, and Batista was on the list, but they somehow erased his name off the list, so that way he could win the World Heavyweight Championship the following Sunday against the Great Khali. No, because like if people don't remember, Batista was on the list, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, WWE must be pissed at Batista because now they're going to suspend him, and if they suspend him, that means he can't win the World Heavyweight title. That means we're either getting Ray or fucking Great Khali as world champion." But
Yeah,
WWE's like, "Nope, Batista's our world champion."
that, that's a good point. Yeah, I noticed like those years, man. It's like man, he really kind of looks bigger when he came back from that serious neck injury in like
Hmm.
'04, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, well, because they do give you steroids for your shit. It depends on where you're putting it. If you're putting the needle in your neck, that means you're using your steroids correctly. But if you're putting it in your ass, I'm pretty sure you're cheating there, Batista.
That's a good point, man. You guys chill something about that. I have read the interview with Michael
HGH.
Bisping. He's like, I don't put needles. I can't do English voice. But he's like, I don't put needles in my
I,
ass.
I don't put needles in my ass. I don't need that shit.
I can't do an English voice, unfortunately. I wish I could though. But anyway, back to we get to WWE now. Do what's it called? They got their whole tour in Australia, and they're obviously built into summer.
Did you
It's
see?
weird.
Did you see the ending of
They go
SmackDown?
there in the summer.
Wait, what'd you say?
What do you think? Why do you think they go during the summer? They go to Africa, they go to Australia. I think it's just the best time.
Yeah, I think it's like the best time, and also like if you think about it, it's like some of these guys in the WWE, they most likely are married unless you're Randy Orton that likes to divorce your wife, but they mostly are married or they're probably dating someone on the roster. And what's a better vacation than going to somewhere cool like Australia or Africa or something like that?
That is a good point. Speaking of which, man, your boy Orton, he's been off TV. Are you worried about him?
No, he's coming back at SummerSlam to screw over Daniel Bryan, so it's okay.
No, you
Come on,
can't say that.
you know what's going to happen.
Oh, I totally know it's gonna happen.
I mean,
That's not fair for
everyone knows that's going to happen.
that.
If it does,
SummerSlam review is gonna get like at least like 50 thumbs down.
oh, dude, it's going to get like 150 thumbs down. I think only like 20 people are going to like that shit. And it's going to be me and then like my 19 friends who watch my video. And that's it. Everyone else is going to be like, fuck you, Chase. But that's going to be the video everyone's going to watch of me. And then everyone's going to be like, I like this kid. I'm going to subscribe to him just to say fuck you to him. And so,
Yeah, because your title's gonna be like SummerSlam 2013 review. Randy Orton wins the goddamn title, and immediately when they see that headline, it's like, Daniel Bryan's like champion. Dislike, you know.
Daniel,
Uh,
Daniel Bryan got screwed. I think Daniel Bryan could actually win it and not get screwed, but I don't know. It's. I just think that Randy Orton's going to cash in at SummerSlam.
and I don't see anything wrong with that. Just like how much you could build off that. First off, Cena could get the rematch. You could do a triple threat at Night of Champions. I'm not big on triple threats, but to prolong the feud between Bryan and Orton, you could have Bryan against Cena against Orton at Night of Champions, and then you just take it from there. And it's gonna get Orton super over as a heel again. And Brian, how will this not benefit him? He'll
Well,
get that sympathy.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, more fans would care about him. They're gonna be like, we want to see him as champion. And then when CM Punk loses to Lesnar and gets his redemption storyline, then later on we can get Bryan versus Punk at WrestleMania 30 in like some Iron Man match.
That, eh,
I just made that. I just
everyone
made that
wins,
on.
right?
I just made that up on the fly. I don't know if that's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
I don't know about that, but to me, it's like for SummerSlam, just in general, like even if Orton catches in, it would kind of be like remember when Punk catched in on Hardy, he was still a face. Like I don't think it'll be a complete heel move yet. They're gonna have to prolong it a little bit. They'll have to build up, maybe take 2 or 3 weeks, but like.
Yeah.
Right, I don't. Orton won't turn heel right away, but it would just be like a shady moment, like, And yeah, I hope. Speaking of Brock and Punk, I know everyone is excited for a match, but to me, it's like if they're really billing Brock to be, I guess, the main event where he's facing Rock or Taker, it's like you can't have him lose against Punk, and Punk could definitely afford the loss.
But Alan, Punk wears a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu like jacket, so which means he's gonna win the match, obviously, because Brock Lesnar sucks against submissions.
Yeah, he's gonna win via knee bar.
And seven. And how? When did Frank Mir finish it? In 3 minutes 12 seconds, something like that.
Something like that. But remember, it took Lesnar was tapping, but it took Mazagai like 10 seconds to recognize it. So hopefully, what's his name, Scott Armstrong, he'll take a few minutes. And you see Brock Lesnar. You know what? I don't want that goddamn guy as my ref anymore.
Fuck him, and you just see him beat up his TV.
But yeah, but to me, it's like remember people. Punk won for 434 days, where the hell it was. He could afford some losses.
Yeah, I always tell people like Lesnar can't lose too many matches because he's an attraction. He's something that people are tuning in to see just because it's Brock Lesnar, the baddest man on the planet, pretty much technically, in the words of many people. Like you can't just use this guy and then have him lose a match against CM Punk. You need to use this guy and have him win every match. That's why. Okay, like the only person I understand if he can't beat is Triple H because Triple H has a lot of pull backstage, and I'm not saying he over politics or anything, but he has a lot of pull on the decisions,
Oh, he's the
and
man.
and he's pretty much the future of the company, Triple H, so, like of the owner. He's like the future owner. So yeah, I mean, hell, why do you think we're gonna get Triple H versus Stone Cold this year at WrestleMania 30?
So somebody hit me up and told me that at an event in Australia, some Australian fan had a sign that says "Feed me more roids," and Ryback goes up to it and says, "I'll see you outside." And then the guy I think he got his sign taken away. But oh man, poor guy.
Ugh.
I feel sympathy for Ryback just because they booked him so shitty as a heel.
And then like he was the hottest face at the company when John Cena was pretty much ruling the company and fans were booing and CM Punk was off on his break, so it makes sense to turn him heel.
Yeah, it's just what are they? What's his future?
I don't know. It's hard to say because they would have to do something drastic. Like they would either have to have him win a Money in the Bank next year, win a Royal Rumble next year, win a King of the King of the Ring never helped anyone in the current generation of wrestling. Now, uh, it's hard because I don't know if they have anything planned for him. I think they just kind of sit there and just say, "Hey, let's make Ryback look like an idiot this week." Okay.
Yeah, but he was so over. Wasn't he getting more over as a face? Like I really started to accept him more and more,
Well,
right?
yeah, everyone was doing the feed me more. Like everyone was down with the feed me more. Like he got a shitty chant over. Like people were understanding who the fuck he was, but I just feel like they just were just so desperate for a heel, and they just thought like, well, Cena needs to be the face because we can't turn Ryback heel, but it just made no sense because like Bobby Lashley was able to say a face when he faced Cena. Daniel Bryan's saying as a face when he's facing Cena, so why can't Ryback?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like I said, man, this guy was over. Nobody can deny, man. From like November to I guess February, and then again, like you look back at WrestleMania, why did he lose to Mark Henry? You know,
That is one big mystery. I don't think anyone's gonna ever figure out.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know why he did lose to Mark Henry in the first place. That was a random beat, but good for Mark Henry because he deserves any WrestleMania win.
One guy we haven't really talked about because we haven't gone a few weeks is Rob Van Dam, and you know
Yes.
he's been in a couple of singles matches now, and I know people were really happy with the Jericho match. Personally, I don't, I don't meant to be like a wrestling elitist where I'm gonna dictate every move or I'm gonna be like I'm gonna pinpoint this or that, but I don't know. I just really wasn't that impressed with it.
I felt it went on too long. That's all I said. And I was
That's
like,
because the
this went
Punk
too.
Heyman thing went too long, and they said Brian was supposed to face Wade Barrett or something in like a 5-minute match, and then it hurt the time. So yeah, it hurt though, right?
Because I just felt it went too long, and it was just like Jericho was hitting his simple moves, so was RVD. Like they weren't doing anything that was amazing to me. They were just kind of doing the regular TV match for me. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't like anything that like 5 out of 5. You know.
Yeah. And I heard like he faced Barrett, and I heard he faced Del Rio on SmackDown.
Oh,
And
that shit was a squash match, man. It was hilarious.
oh no, they said Del Rio broke a rib or something.
Yeah, but it was hilarious watching it.
Oh, sorry. I just think that like I'm happy RVD's back and everything, and I know people are getting excited for him, but I just think he just caught up to him. He just looks slow. Like at least when Christian wrestles, like he can still move, and Jericho too. Like these guys, they can still hit their fast transitions.
Yeah.
He's RVD. It's just like, and this guy's a high paced guy. Like that's why I worried about Jeff Hardy. It's like in 6 or 7 years, this guy gonna be able to? Is he gonna be able to be effective?
No, yeah, I think he is because he does all that fucking yoga and stuff, and like he can do the splits and shit. So
Hmm.
I think he's athletic enough to be fine. He's just slow. He's just gotten fatter. Like you can tell by the Rolling Thunder how bad it looks every week. That and he doesn't even sell the 5-star frog splash good anymore. Like he just does it like he's Eddie Guerrero or something.
No, well, I thought after the Jericho match, he sold it pretty well. No.
Not really, because like normally the old RVD would like do the 5-star and then hold his like chest, acting like he's in major fucking pain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what RVD used to do all the time.
I'm trying to remember because I'm thinking right now. At least the RVD was there like '05. I guess, yeah. It's been so long, and in TNA, it's like selling. What the hell's that, right? It's
Oh
like it
man,
goes back to
damn.
his motivation. So, to me, I don't know if I could see him ever. Obviously he's not going to be world champion, but I don't
Oh
even think
hell
I
no.
want to see him challenge for the world title on pay per view.
I think they should because he's a face that Del Rio could use to beat, but he's not someone I would want to win the match. Like if he won the world title, I'll just be like, so what's the point in giving Rob Van Dam your world title, WWE? Tell me. I really want to know.
Don't fail the wellness policy.
Does he only have one strike?
At this point, I don't even think they care.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like it's RVD.
Triple H is probably smoking weed with him backstage.
I hear also, speaking of old veterans too, once getting his knee checked out is Mysterio, man. It's just like at this point, I think Ray should just rehab and then have his last match at WrestleMania 30 against anybody but Sin Cara.
I think the only person you can have Ray retire to is Sin Cara. Like, in all honesty, who else would he face though? Like, that's the question. Like, is there any Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose?
That would be, I guess, cool. I know somebody wants to end it with like a luchador thing, and
What, bring back Eddie from the dead?
oh man, god damn
Is
it,
that
I wish.
possible? Is that possible?
Maybe Pac. I don't know if he's gonna get called up though. Speaking of guys not getting called up, what do you think about the whole? I hate his name, but I guess Cassie Sono. I hate that name. But what do you think about that the whole story?
What happened to him?
The reason he didn't get called up is because he's not weight training and he still looks flabby, and Triple H isn't happy with him.
Oh shit. Well, that's how Chris Hero has always been.
Well, to me, like at least compared to the early 2000s, like he got himself at least back into decent shape. Like he's not super heavy
Yeah,
now. It's
no,
like
no, but that's always how Chris Hero's been. He's never worked out or anything. I'm not saying like that's his attitude. It's just that how he's always been. He's always been someone that doesn't weight train. He's just a good pure wrestler, but it works on the indies because people just look at you as an indie star. But when you're in the WWE, people want to like WWE wants to create characters where guys want to be like them, women fall in love with them, and kids look at them as role models.
that's Kevin Nash is saying.
That's pretty much what they wanted. And it's like Cassius Ono is just like, in all honesty, if you saw him, you wouldn't want to be like Cassius Ono.
He has the beard and yeah, basically, you can't be like Kevin Steen pretty much.
Yeah. He needs to start hitting the gym, but Chris Hero's always been like that, where he's just like, no, I ain't gonna do that. No, I'm fine. It's okay.
Then they won't release him. Some people are like, oh, they're gonna release him. Nah, I don't see any point in that. I don't know when he's gonna get called up, but
like if he pisses off Triple H so bad that like to the point where Triple H is just like, get rid of him. You know he did something wrong. Did you watch the ending to SmackDown?
This week's no.
Oh, it was fucking hilarious. So like Cody Rhodes grabbed Damian Sandow's briefcase and threw it in the ocean, and Damian Sandow's like, I can't swim. This is not fair. How can I
Wait,
grab?
that actually happened, literally?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It was actually a really good segment. It was so funny. Like Damian Sandow did a good job and stuff like that. And they said like now Damian Sandow lost his briefcase, so they don't know if he's gonna get a new one or something.
Wow.
It's interesting.
They really do. It's like go with the storyline.
Yeah. I was surprised myself.
I still think Cody should shave the mustache because to me
totally.
it's too goofy. I think if he wants to be considered like, legit face, to me it's just like, get rid of that. But cool, man. I'm looking forward to this film. I'm looking forward to a match at SummerSlam. I think it's about damn time they use two of these guys.
Yeah, but I do agree. Cody Rhodes, I mean, you're a baby face. You don't need that ugly ass mustache on your face. Like some people look good with facial hair. Like let's use guys for example that you see in real life. Daniel Bryan looks good with facial hair. LeBron James does not look good with facial hair. Paul Pierce
looks good with facial hair.
Paul Pierce does not look good with facial hair.
He's got like spots on his face when he has.
Dude, he's one of those guys. He's definitely one of those Compton babies. Those Compton kids. Every time you see these Compton people, and you see Compton people, and I'm telling you, none of these motherfuckers can grow a beard. Okay, it's rare. It's totally rare. Okay.
I think Austin Aries looks really good with facial hair.
Yeah, Austin Aries rocks the facial hair well. Austin Aries, CM Punk rocks facial hair well. Rey Mysterio sucks with facial hair.
Oh, he just has that big thing.
That big goatee.
That big mirror thing.
Yeah. So facial hair only works on certain people, and it doesn't work on you, Cody Rhodes. Sorry.
Well, like I said, there's only so many times you get pinned by Sheamus. It's like you gotta use it, and I'm not a Sheamus hater, but to me, it's like. One thing they gotta stop doing to him is trying to be funny. The guy's not funny.
Dude, he's no comedian, dude. I'm not laughing my ass off at those 1-800-FELLA commercials.
The funniest 1-800-FELLA thing is when Daniel Bryan said you should go kick yourself. Why don't you go call 1-800-FELLA and go kick yourself in that? That was a funny PG, comeback. But yeah, to me, it's like I like Sheamus when this guy was a serious mauler, man. Even as a face, man, when he feuded with Mark Henry, he wasn't taking shit, man. He's like, Mark Henry, I'm gonna go brawl with you right now. That was fun. Now he's just trying to be all, I don't want to say kiddie, but like to me, he's just trying to be all joyful. It's like, dude, you're over like 280 pounds. You're jacked. Go kill somebody. Be angry.
Yeah, no, because I always said Sheamus is just like Batista. Batista sucked as a face, but always was a great heel. Sheamus sucks as a face, but is a great heel.
Pretty much, yeah. Because you remember when he came in, man, this guy was just relentless, man. No nonsense. He would just get in your face, tell you he was going to beat you up, and did it. And he made it look really real. Like, he made it look intense. I think that's the difference. I think that's the issue with Wade Barrett. It's like when Wade Barrett's saying, it doesn't really look intense. It's just like, yeah, that's happening.
And it doesn't help when Wade Barrett changes his theme song every fucking 2 minutes.
That's good. And they're all garbage. That's even worse.
Seriously, like, how many songs does he have? Like, dude, it's like,
That's like
God
fun.
save the Queen. And it's like just some crappy theme music that I expect to hear from TNA.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Doesn't that sound like such a TNA theme? Like, how it starts out and just how it ends?
Yeah, man. Oh my, that's a good point. You know, the generic rock music, like even like Chris Sabin, their world champion, has it, right?
No, doesn't he have the Hell Sabin? Do Hell Sabin,
Even
that shit?
Chris has. I feel bad for his man. He has the generic rock music.
But his generic rock music is legit.
It's pretty catchy.
Yeah, it's like a catchy song when you're like, did it, did it. Like Bad Influence has a catchy
That's awesome,
the
man. It's just
rock theme. Like, so you need it to be catchy. If it gets stuck in your head, you know you're doing something right with a generic freaking tune for
true. But
a
Wayne
rock.
Barrett's not catchy.
Yeah, Wade Barrett is just like, oh my god, sounds so terrible. It's just bad to watch.
It's crazy, man. People really thought he was gonna be a world champion, like 2011, 2012. Now it's just like, yeah, he's there.
I'm Wade Barrett, the bare knuckle fighter.
I just think, yeah, he needs to find his own identity. It's the thing, man. Right?
Yeah, they really don't have anything with him. He's just kind of like that British dude that uses an elbow pad as his finisher.
I don't know why I picked him with money. I just thought to me, it's like when I was doing the money in the bank predictions with you, it's like they're gonna go with somebody random. And just give it a Wade Barrett.
I would have.
The standout.
I was going to go with Wade Barrett too, but I thought they were going to use Fandango.
Oh man, he hasn't won a match. Like he's like lost 8 in a row, right?
Yeah, by count out.
They're feeding him now, which I don't know. Maybe I assume since they're keeping him on TV, Vince still has faith in him, I guess. But oh man, and he's going against big names. Didn't he he faced Orton, faced Christian? I think he's facing Punk soon. It's like
Yeah, it's interesting.
And where do you think he's gonna go?
Who Barrett or Sandow?
No, it's about Fandango.
Oh, Fandango. Probably back to Superstars.
Oh man, that's
Because like I don't know. I just feel like they had a good character for Fandango, but it's just that they're not executing him to his best abilities, and that he's someone that could be catchy and different, but we already got a dancing gimmick on the show, and it's just like he's not interesting anymore. It was interesting when he wasn't wrestling. Like that was cool. That was funny. That was legit. But now he's wrestling and he doesn't even wrestle. Like the only thing he does is like that Inzaguri move and that one leg drop and maybe sometimes a moonsault. But that's it. And I don't know. I just don't see what they're gonna do with him because he just feels one dimensional to me as a
what a
character.
lot of people believe is that the theme song was the thing that got him more popular, which is obvious. But to me, it's like, and I agree with this. People are saying, the theme song was more over than him, and the theme song is what made him, somewhat the buzz.
Yeah, I know. But then the Buzz got killed, just like anyone who supports this team. The Houston Texans cheerleaders supported it, so it kind of went downhill from there. Huh.
That was so random. Sorry. Oh,
What? Like the Texans? Like, has anything good has happened to these idiots ever? No,
They've made the playoffs a few times. It is hard to make the playoffs. Come on, you're a Chargers fan. When's the last time they made
it's the AF fucking C. You can make the playoffs with a 9-7 record.
That's a good point.
It's like it's the AFC. This is not like it's like the freaking NFC, like where you have to actually win 10 games.
At least you still might not get it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying, Texans. I'm not a huge supporter in them next year. I don't feel they're going to do well.
Well, we'll save the football talk for when it gets close to September. But another big thing on Raw is and I don't know, some people are comparing this to John Yates because you remember how when John Laurinaitis started out, he was really, really bad. People wanted him off TV, and then most people got used to him and they actually enjoyed him. Do you think that's going to happen with Brett Max, or is this kid just terrible?
He's supposed to suck on purpose, so
yeah, I get that, and I put on to that. But you think eventually these people are going to start getting appealed to him?
Yeah, they are because he's going to do something quirky, funny, stupid. Like how about John? Because he needs a catchphrase like Johnny Ace did. Johnny Ace had the best catchphrase. People power. Like that's like the best fucking thing you ever heard in the like that's so PG and so corny it fucking works because it's like it's all about you, the people. Like oh god, like I wish Johnny Ace never had those stress issues in real life. Like god damn it, Johnny Ace. Like I miss your shitty theme song, the way I couldn't understand what you were saying on the mic, just how stupid you were. Like he made me feel smarter, Johnny Ace. I think I watched a CM Punk tribute segment by You Got the Touch by Stan Bush at least once every month.
Really?
Yeah, it's the greatest video package I've seen.
It is pretty great. And and I actually really did enjoy Otunga as his lackey. It made me kind of miss him in a way.
Yeah, no, I always said Otunga could be like the next coachman, like just like a dude that's a lackey and stuff like that. It's so stupid. Like Booker T is like they fired Vicky Guerrero on Raw just to put her on SmackDown. And what's Booker T gonna do now? Oh, he better be coming back to commentary. If he's not coming back to commentary, it's useless.
That would be pretty awesome because I was a big sport of Booker T. But quick note about commentators. You heard Taz really wanted to come back, and they're like, we have nothing for
Taz just wanted to come back so he could actually get inside the Barclays Arena. That's the only reason why he came back. He wanted to come back.
Like, sir, we have nothing for you.
But, he's just useless.
I don't think they're going to touch the commentary. Do you think I don't think they're going to do anything about that, right?
No, they're not going to touch that because, like, I mean, JBL's doing a good job. Keen is still useless, and Michael Cole is getting a little bit more tolerable.
I guess you could say it. To me, Law is going to be there until
another heart attack.
What happened? Yeah, I guess. There's an interesting poll also.
He's eating Sonic every time I fucking see Raw.
Yeah, that's so weird. So, it's honestly the worst things to eat too.
No, it's so weird. It's like why promote something that's like such a bad niche market? That's not even a good fast food place. At least promote something like McDonald's or some shit where anyone can get that. No one knows where the fuck Sonics are. You have to look on your like Super Google Plus for that shit.
That's a good point.
Like, do you even know where a Sonic is in New York?
I'm trying to think. This is the thing with Sonic. We get those commercials, but then it's like I think it's like an hour and a half away.
Yeah, same here. I have to drive all the way down to downtown LA to get Sonic.
But why would they put so much commercials on? You would think that their brand would just reach, they would make it more accessible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm saying, like, hey, when my friend says, hey, let's go to Sonic, no. How about we just drive down my street, go to McDonald's, get a nice cheap meal, and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure, like, you live by McDonald's close, right?
It's literally across the street from me, literally.
Like, okay, see, yeah, I'm just right down the street from McDonald's and the Subway. Bam. I don't need no Sonic.
That's insane. There's this interesting point. I don't go on WWE, but there's this pretty interesting thing regarding divas. It's a poll asking the fans which diva would they like to see come back. And here's the list. And you can answer and I'll answer, and then I'll give you the results. Actually, it's we got Kelly, Lita, Trish. I don't know why Lita and Trish there. They're not gonna come back full time. That's stupid. Eve, Melina, Beth, Victoria, Michelle, Stacy. That's Michelle McCool.
Yeah.
Stacy Keebler, Tori Wilson. No idea why. I'm shocked anyone even knows who this is. Maxine's actually on this list. And she got 2%, so good for her.
What about Rosa Mendes?
She's actually still at the company.
Is she?
Yeah, she's still there.
She's not being used, so they need to bring her back.
Who would you like to see back? And to me, Lee and Trish, they're incredible forms, but they're not coming back.
I would like to see Melina come back. Yeah.
Why not? Or Beth. To me, Beth, I think she's done. I think she's ready to be a mom.
Was Maurice on the list?
No, they include Maurice. And they include Maria Kanellis, and Maria, as usual, being the bitter bitch that she is.
How many times am I going to have to read that stupid article that the Bella twins did not want her back? I don't give a fuck. Shut up. Like, I'm
To me,
sorry.
it's like Maria. You did a shoot interview and you bashed like half of the divas. What the fuck do you expect?
Yeah, seriously, like, shut
Instead of being
up.
so open, you got this is the issue. When you're so open about people in WWE, they're not gonna hire you back. You gotta learn to shut your mouth, and maybe they'll hire you back. Right now,
I
it's
mean,
like
look at Melina. I mean, she said something stupid about Trish. She's like, "Oh, what does Trish get a spot at WrestleMania?" It's like she's Trish fucking Stratus. Like, without Trish Stratus, there would be no you, Melina. So sit down and be quiet.
yeah,
But
she was gone. What 5 months later?
yeah, it's like she was being jobbed out. Like, I would like to see Melina back. I don't know what did Maurice do to piss off the company.
I don't think she's interested in coming back. I think she's doing her own clothing line. Yeah, that or they just never really took her seriously as a worker. But then I guess like Stacy Keibler plus, it's like she's not coming back, and neither is Tori. It's like,
Dude, Tori Wilson's too busy about A Rod's like injected penis.
yeah. Well, who else we got? Michelle McCool. She's ready to be a mom. She's not coming back.
She's a mother of Taker's children, so no.
Maxine, nobody knows who that is. Let's
I don't
face it.
care about Maxine.
Victoria, I love Victoria, but she's 43. They're not going to put her on TV. They're already bitching about other women be getting too old on TV, right?
Yeah, I agree. Not Victoria.
Eve,
I would
Eve
like to
got
see
better.
Eve. I would like to see Eve back.
She got better as her career went on. I'm not gonna say I'm clamoring for Eve to come back, but she's somebody that I could see come back and I wouldn't get upset with it. And who
She
else?
looks good to me.
Yeah, did we talk? Did we Beth? Oh, we talked about that. Kelly. Oh God, no.
No, no,
This is the
never.
funniest part of this. You know, it was over 9,000 votes casted, and Kelly literally came out with 20%, 23% of the vote. She actually won it.
So is she coming back?
I hope not, but she actually beat out Lita and Trish.
Look, okay, who voted for this?
Okay, I don't know. Okay, so Kelly got 23%, Lita 17, Trish 13, Eve 11, Melina 8, Beth 6, Victoria 6, Michelle 5, Stacy 4, Tori 4, and Maxine 2, which is quite the accomplishment. But yeah, what the fuck, Kelly? God.
Do people really think she's attractive? I find her disgusting.
I think what I don't care for looks, but I think what hurts her is her, reputation of sleeping with half the roster. To me, it's like that definitely hurts her reputation more. I heard she turned back to a brunette, which helps, but to me, it's like Batista, Punk, I don't know, boss. No, Mike Knox was Melina, but she's still disgusting.
Hey, Mike, how does Mike Knox taste?
Oh man, I remember that. I remember that whole Val Venus video. God, that was. Remember when Val Venus used to post those videos?
Yeah, I missed that. I missed when the Ultimate Warrior was calling out Hulk Hogan too.
Oh, that was. Speaking of, all right, we've been going for a while now. Last thing we have to talk. We have to talk about the Warrior. What do you think, man? You think he's gonna be back for the Hall of Fame?
He's just put into the video game. I don't know if that means a great accomplishment.
No, but you heard Vince wrote a big thing about him, or somebody that wrote, whoever does Vince's Twitter wrote about him.
Wait, what did Vince write on Twitter?
Oh, he was welcoming Warrior back, and he says, you're. I don't know. I forgot what it meant exactly, but like how you're back in the universe, and everything. So to me, it's like Vince doesn't do that.
Vince doesn't have anyone. He probably has like Stephanie tweet for him. I don't know. It would be nice for Mania 30 to have him and Macho Man in the Hall of Fame. That would be awesome. Like, especially since he is someone that is awesome. Because like it's gonna be hard to top last year's Hall of Fame, but
Yeah, that was the whole thing was so stacked. And I was very fortunate that I'm going. That was such a great experience.
yeah. So for 30, I would like to see Warrior in the Hall of Fame. Like he's a great character, he was a great role model for what he was at the time. And I guess if Vince says he's back in the universe, then yeah, I guess he is going to be in the Hall of Fame this year. And then obviously Bear is going to get into the Hall of Fame for his work as a manager, and Lita might get pushed into the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah, I forgot about her. That's a good point.
She might get pushed. I'm pretty sure this is gonna.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the year for The Rock. Don't you think The Rock will get in the Hall of Fame finally?
If they're gonna put Warrior Man, it's like I think they would save Rock.
I don't know because like
they don't want to make it too stacked.
because like I don't know, because like with The Rock, like I mean, everyone thought he was gonna go in for WrestleMania 28, and he hasn't gone in yet.
Yeah, it's true. He originally was supposed to go in Miami, right? But to me, it's like I think I say because I hear a lot of stuff. DX is going to go in as a group.
Uh, oh yeah, which is kind of dope.
I hope Road Dogg and like Billy Gunn get to do their whole shtick. And
Why don't you just put New Age Outlaws as a tag team in the Hall of Fame? They're Hall of Fame worthy.
yeah, that's a very good point. But to me, I think they want to give Xbox some love. Poor guy.
Yeah, true. Triple H needs like at least 800 Hall of Fame rings before he retires.
Come
No,
on, you know you're excited to hear your Triple H Hall of Fame speech.
oh, dude, he's gonna be like he's gonna go inducted as Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Evolution, DX, Ending Legacy for the Sledgehammer. His Sledgehammer is gonna get inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Evolution.
Yeah, I said Evolution.
Oh, you said Evolution. Sorry.
Yeah, and then later on, his Sledgehammer is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. His nose will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The pedigree is going to be in the Hall of Fame. All his matches with Orton, all his matches with Cena are in the Hall of Fame. Shawn Michaels and him are going to be in the Hall of Fame. It's going to be ridiculous.
And where's it? It's gonna be New Orleans, right?
Uh,
It's the whole.
yeah.
But I don't know. To me, it's like I think they want to level it because think about it. There's not a lot of big names left, right?
There's a lot still out there that they haven't.
Jake, obviously.
Is Jake the Snake in it? No, I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame.
And
Razor
if they want him to sober up more.
Razor Ramon's not in the Hall of Fame. Kevin Nash, he's not in the Hall of Fame.
There are a lot of rumors about Kevin Nash last year. I can see him getting it.
NWO itself is not in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that means Hogan gets to come back, man.
Yeah, exactly, brother. That's what they're hoping
Be
for.
excited for. Could you imagine a Hall of Fame with Hogan, Triple H in the same? I don't think you'd be able to contain yourself.
I would probably be dying just seeing them hug each other in the middle of that stage.
Or instead of that, you got Evolution, and you got Orton involved with that too.
Oh, that would just be too great. That'd be too cool for me. I think I would probably die. I think I would just be like, this is too much information and access for me. I might die right here, right fucking now. But no, I think because there's a lot of people, and also Steen is a Hall of Famer as well, even though he never wrestled in WWE.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Sting, it's like, why the hell would he go in the Hall of Fame? I know he has a big legacy, but just like, come on.
Because WWE is in love with fucking Sting.
Yeah, it's weird. Triple H has those guys, man. Those old time, like Bruno. Obviously Bruno's one of the biggest stars ever. But like to me, it's like Triple H just finds those guys where he just really likes them. He just wants them to get in.
Yeah, no, like Sting is just that one dude that like everyone loves from the WWE standpoint, and so they want him in the Hall of Fame. And it's like, why? I mean, yeah, I agree. He does.
Old school fans. To me, they should put Sting in Atlanta. I think maybe they would have got a big pop if he was in Atlanta, but of course he had to decline doing that match with Taker like an idiot.
Yeah, because working with Jeff Hardy High is such a great payout.
Ah, there we go.
Another me is not what it's supposed
Dude,
to be.
Dude, this song is great.
Another life like this you'll ever see.
And then Eric Bischoff's like,
all right, cut it short, people. Cut it fucking short.
And then, like, I think, what were they chanting? This is bullshit. And Sting was like, I agree.
I agree. I agree. All right,
well,
Sting.
Anyway, to wrap this up, we've been going for an hour and a half, I think, now. But, like, Hall of Fame, to me, they should separate. But to me, it's like, when they're going to have the actual building? Like, they're building, I heard, at the old TNA place, right?
I heard Triple H is making some 3D virtual building. I don't know. Maybe Francis Creed.
What do you think about the Performance Center, by the way? I forgot to ask you about that. It's cool. I think it'll help.
If it's is it a tour? Is it actually there to help people? Or is it there for tourists that want to just jump around in the ring?
I heard. This is what the guy Court Bauer was talking about on MLW. They said they're going to have cameras there, and executives in Connecticut are going to be able to have like access to just to watch what's going on down there. So, better be careful, man. Cash Sono, man. No more sneaking hot dogs downstairs. You better be hitting the weights.
Okay, because like from what I was getting from it, I thought it was like because they said people are open to come to it, so I thought that it was going to be like oh yeah, bring your little kids to the fucking ring and have them walk around for no reason in it. That's what I thought it was. I was like, oh, that
And
sounds
have Bill
cool.
DeMont scream at them.
Yeah, exactly. But if it is a place to help these guys get better, go right ahead. I'm down with that.
It's cool. I personally think it's cool. Just one thing was funny. Bill Simmons says like, I wonder how many steroid allegations is going to be now because of
Oh,
this performance center.
oh, huge,
Uh,
huge. That's going to be huge.
you're going to see. I don't know if he'll be back up to you, but you're going to see Mason Ryan somehow even more jacked than he once was.
Oh, Biggie Langston? You thought he was big now? Just wait till after the performance center.
Oh god, I'm trying to think like who are there any other big men like in developmental right now?
Uh,
I couldn't really
there's a
tell you.
lot of.
When I was back, I
Nah,
was like
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I know it was like Pac and
Leo
El
Kruger.
Generico and Samurai El Sol and I don't even know if Sammy Callahan got signed yet. He's been the rumor for like 6 months to be there. I assume he's there.
Yeah, he was there. Leo Kruger.
I forgot Leo Kruger. That's a good point. Yeah, but,
Leo Kruger's there. They have a bunch of good divas like Paige and the girl that likes to hug people.
I don't know. She looks. I don't want to pick on the whole pale thing, but Jesus.
She's British. What do you expect from Paige?
That is a good point. Yeah. I don't know. I was watching some of these like, vignettes and like there was a thing of like her, Summer Rae, and like I don't know some like Armenian lady, and like they were talking about the Shield, and it's like we're the women that are really having the injustice, and it was just really goofy. It's like how do I believe in a woman named Summer Rae to be like a heel and to talk about injustice? It's like fucking Summer Rae.
I mean, really, to be honest, it's hard to take her seriously as a heel valet.
Yeah.
She just looks too nice and sweet. Like, how can you take her seriously?
That's a good point. Like to me, like it was a good ballet, Layla, when she was with Regal.
Lay Cool in general is awesome.
They got heat, but I don't know. To me, like they did what they were supposed to do, but I enjoy them. On a personal point, I just thought they were super annoying. Although I meant the segments with Loki were pretty funny.
Yeah, those are the greatest scenes ever.
What happened?
Those are really funny with Loki.
Yeah, I kind of missed NXT, man. Those shows. I think after season 2, it just totally collapsed.
Yep.
Or CM Punk stopped commentating.
The octopus, vintage Maxine. But this is their first match. It's still vintage.
Oh god. He's like I remember his I forgot who cut a promo. I think it was like Sana. He's like, I get the little boy Robot F. She didn't stay on topic. And Matt Striker, he was just cracking up. Like you just see him dying laughing because he has the whole headset thing.
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, I don't know what happened to NXT. I think they're doing a good job down there. I know a lot of people watch it. I watch it here and there. Like I heard Cesaro and Generico had a fantastic match, which I'm not surprised about at all. But if I hear good stuff, like if I hear reports about a great match, like also Ono and Regal, like I'm definitely gonna watch it. But I don't know, it's hard for me to watch NXT every week. It's hard for me to watch SmackDown.
Yeah, but definitely try to catch this week's ending of SmackDown. It was like one of the best freaking endings they did in a long time.
Well, I'm definitely watching next week's SmackDown because not to spoil it, but I don't know if you saw it, but boy, am I excited.
You can tell me after the show because
I
don't think I checked the spoilers. I forgot that they filmed it along with the Raw spoilers.
There's still a lot of people there that take SmackDown and really want to watch it. To me, like I'm used to spoilers by now. Certain stuff like Money in the Bank, I had to work that night and I didn't get to watch it live, and I did not want that spoiled, so like I went home and like made sure to watch it. So there's just certain things. To me, SmackDown
Pay-per-views don't spoil me. I don't give a shit about Raws or SmackDowns. Go right ahead. Makes my job easier.
Yeah. So, anyway, man, you want to wrap this up?
Yep. thank you guys for listening to this video or podcast, whatever it's called. Make sure you guys check out Alan Stirk, and also his writing of articles on MMAsucka.com. So check those out right there. The links will be down below. Follow me on Twitter at ChaseOliver68. Make sure you guys subscribe by clicking the little icon or down below. And that's pretty much it. We got
We'll be
some,
back in a few weeks, right?
yeah,
We'll do a SummerSlam preview.
yes, SummerSlam preview. Maybe get some MMAs because we will have some big fights to
Yeah, we'll
like
preview
Henderson and Pettis too, also.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, we got some huge stuff, and maybe Aldo got upset by the Korean Zombie when we do the next episode, but highly doubtful. But that's for all the people who say I don't watch MMA anymore, which is ridiculous because I'm watching Bellator this freaking Wednesday because I'm so excited to see that lightweight guy that apparently is better than Benson Henderson, even though he doesn't fight in the
Chandler?
UFC. Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently he's better than Benson Henderson, but he's not in the UFC. That makes no sense to me. But after that rhyme, I'm out of here. Alan's out of here. Peace.